Well, apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for that technical error. Unfortunately, we've lost quite a bit of racing action on the stream. EA not being very kind to us. But we are back for the last 5 laps. And we didn't get to see the safety car restart, so apologies there. Hopefully after the stream we are able to clip it all together. But on lap 21, Klipskiri in the lead, 2.3 over Nitrogash, but here comes his teammate Ginger Tiger, P3, then O'Steven and Bruce having a look on the inside of O'Steven, and the other McLaren now, JPH having a look potentially to fight the other, but JPH sits back on the exit turn 3, Madman P7, Sir Spider at the moment P8, he's got Callum 1.8 behind him, 1.1 now. But back up front between the McLarens and the Mercedes. JPH has to wait a bit, still behind the Mercedes of O'Steven, but at the moment Bruce catching up to this front fight of Ginger Tiger and Nitrogash. At the moment the Aston Martin pair don't have an answer to the Red Bull of Klipskiri, but the question is, those mediums, when will they go off? To reach their expiry date, but certainly the crossover point will tend to be very soon, or maybe at this instant. Klipskiri at the moment, he's still keeping that gap, 1.8 to the 2 Aston Martins, but Bruce though, have a look at this, Bruce getting well into this little scrap here. He's on the back of this train. Could we see Bruce gets himself into the podium positions? That'd be incredible for McLaren. It's not been the easiest of seasons for them, but it certainly will be a reward for Bruce. As further in the background, you can see O'Steven and Jordan having a look all over that Mercedes gearbox. Can he make the overtake stick though? He's having a look. He's going side by side. Will he get the move done? He will do, into the braking point. That McLaren gets it nice and done well before. I think John's actually in fact gone a little bit deep and into the wall. I think he had a bit of a slide going there. That's put the Mercedes right on the back. But that's not going to be good for him. But up front, 2 Aston Martins from the McLaren. But, Nitrogash is out! Oh my word! I think Nitrogash, he's clipped, I think, the inside. Oh my word, it couldn't get any more. Again and again towards the end of the race. Just incredible stuff. VSC deployed. The second VSC. Oh, sorry, the third VSC, it must be said. 3 VSCs in the safety car. Incredible. But the championship leader, crucially, out of this race. No points will go his way, and as it stands, Ginger Tiger will snatch the lead, but the gap will be so minute going into the final round of Silverstone. So this will be incredible, but certainly for the likes of Klipskiri, that's opened things up for him behind. But can Bruce even snatch into P2? But look at this, the McLaren pairs are P3 and 4. Incredible stuff from the pair of them. They've really done well in this race to stay within. Despite these safety cars and VSCs, they've done an incredible job as the DRS now is enabled. Can Bruce get a good launch off from Ginger Tiger? But even, could JPH start to close up here? Be interesting as we now hit lap 24 of 26. Closes up. Too far back. What about O'Steven? O'Steven having a little look. He's having a look on JPH, but he's too far back to do anything for now. Well, the traction of the McLaren struggling there. You'll have to try and hope that O'Steven doesn't get anywhere near. I think he might be safe on this time round. for all intents, is the split between the pair of them. This is for P4. Of course, his JPH teammate is obviously that goes into the barriers and that doesn't get any damage to the end plate from that end plate. But at the moment, Bruce well cleared for a podium here. As big knock, surely that's damage to O'Stephen. The camera angle, you can get a better camera angle and somehow, no. That end plate built strong, but O'Stephen definitely pushing the limits of that. But up front, Bruce closing up on Ginger Tiger once again. What about JPH? So can we get two McLarens onto the podium? That would be an incredible achievement. But nevertheless, P3 and P4 at this moment is incredible for them. This has been a long time coming. It hasn't gone their way the majority of this season, but that will definitely be a big morale boost down at the Team Papaya, as we are now on the penultimate lap of the race. In the moment, the gap 2.1 between Clipskiri and Ginger Tiger, it's starting to close down between the pair of them. And in fact, the gap between Ginger and Bruce increased there. So could this be Ginger Tiger now pushing hard? He knows those medium tyres are going to be much worse than the hards at this stage of the race. So can he try and make that championship lead even more? But he's going to have to do a lot of work. 1.8 in what will be 1.5 laps time is going to be a lot of work to do. He is closing that gap down bit by bit. Look at that, 1.5. So he's really pushing on. Will he even be within DRS range down the pit straight out? It'll be very close, but look at that, 1 second, now not even a second. Ginger Tiger is flying on this penultimate lap. So he's absolutely pulled the trigger from Bruce, and the gap now hovering around the 9/10 mark. Clipskiri, if he's not careful, is going to have a charging Aston Martin, who's going to get a helping hand of DRS and could potentially go alongside him down into turn 1. But DRS, though, definitely enabled for the Aston Martin. And we will begin the final lap now. The thing is, normally on the final lap, when you have your only opportunity to make a move into turn 1, normally that comes after the line. But on a track like this with such a long drag from turn 16, the final lap here is it's well known between the drivers to happen. So there's every bit of chance that Ginger Tiger could get this win on the final lap of this feature race. Bruce, though, 4 seconds adrift, though, to the Aston Martin, so it seems to be done there. But Ginger Tiger, Callum picks up the fastest lap. He's pitted for a set of softs, so he will take that extra point at the moment. I don't think anyone will challenge him. Tyres not looking particularly fresh from the other drivers. But McLaren at the moment, 2 seconds adrift from each other. P3 and P4, Bruce, followed by JPH. Madman, though, definitely closed up to O'Stephen. The gap just within the 1 second, just within half a second even. But this is the crucial bit we're watching. Look at this between the two drivers. The gap barely 7/10 between Clipskiri and Ginger Tiger. And now we exit what is the final corner, the final braking point, and now a drag race to the line. Both drivers recharging the battery so much, but now they've got to deploy as much as they've got in their tanks. Will Ginger Tiger have enough? He will get the DRS. Is it enough? He's going to close up. He's closing for the win for the penultimate round. It goes to Clipskiri by a 10th. So close from Ginger Tiger, but just too far. But keep the round of applause coming for the McLarens. Bruce finishes in P3. Tremendous result. And look at this between the two Mercedes. Collision on the line. JJ Madman steals it from O'Stephen. What was that? Chaotic from the pair of them. incredible. But before that, that was JPH P4 Ford McLaren, Mercedes P5 and 6, Madman and Stephen, Sir Spud P7, and Callum finishes across the line P8, the last of the remaining runners. But dear oh dear, that was a close call. Well, close call between the Aston Martin and Clips Kiri, but got even closer between the two Mercedes. Once again, we saw that in the sprint race even, but that was incredible. And don't know how friendly they will be in the Mercedes cooldown room. They'll definitely have a debrief between the pair of them, but this man up here by a 10, by just over a 10, keeps the win from the charging Aston Martin and Ginger Tiger. And then, of course, a man we've not seen much on the podium, certainly not this season. Round of applause to Bruce, getting that McLaren onto the top 3. Incredible stuff. But from the drivers, from the game perspective, driver of the day, fastest lap, most overtakes to Callum. Clips Kiri gets cleanest driver and, of course, the race win. But Clips Kiri from Ginger Tiger and Bruce, your podium results. JPH finishes a P4 for McLaren. P5 and 6 goes to the Mercedes pairing. P7 for Sir Spud and Callum, the last of the finishers. P8 followed by Nitric Ash, Maras and Mikey. That late collision into the barrier for Nitric Ash has really shifted this completely, but that is gonna close off the penultimate round of the season. But what a race at the end there. We saw it in the sprint race, we've seen it once again in the feature, but that was at times very close and at other times too close for comfort. But that was definitely a thrill. I'll just have a look into the live chat box. Scotty cheering on Clips. So good evening to Scotty and Tristan. Tristan going for Kiri, Clips Kiri. And Scotty saying Clips the GOAT. It was very close between the two of them, but Clips managing to hold on. Making that medium tyre go to the end very, very well. So good strategy call from Clips Kiri to bring it home for victory this season. But I can't believe, ladies and gentlemen, once again, that is a round done and dusted. And we head to one of the most iconic tracks in Formula 1, one of the most historic tracks, of course. We head over to a track like no other, Silverstone, next week round, for the Tier 1 and Tier 2 on Monday and Tuesday, which will unfortunately be the final round of the season. We'll mark season 23 with a banger, of course. But yeah, it's been a wild ride, and I'll hope to catch you lots next week. Of course, join for Monday, 8 o'clock UK time, with potentially Jack and Jordan, and then of course myself on Tuesday, same time, 8 o'clock UK, and hopefully we can get Bjorn. Hopefully Bjorn can get back in the commentary box for one final race. That'd be great to see if we can have that. But regardless, that's been it, ladies and gentlemen. Before I round off, I know some of you will ask who would be my driver of the day. It's a very tough one there. I'll be frankly honest, very, very challenging. But Clips Kiri did an amazing effort. I'm going to go with two drivers. I'm going to go with Clips Kiri and I'm going to go with Bruce. Because I'll be frankly honest, I did not see a McLaren P3 and P4 coming my way. Not to say that it's not possible for them, but I definitely didn't see that happening. So certainly Bruce, though, making an amazing charge at the end to take the first podium of the season for the Papaya. But definitely as well, great racing from Lipskiri to hold on to the lead. But from myself and of course everyone here at Invictus Racing League, thank you very much for joining us for another week of tremendous action. Of course, apologies for the technical difficulties. We try our best to manage, but sometimes these things are just purely out of our control. But nevertheless, we'll catch you around next week for one final week of action in season 23. And we'll wish you all the best. Have a good night. We'll catch you around.